Proud to have you as my friend. I couldn't wish to be the best man to a better groom. Thank you.
Okay, so you probably all know of Jomo as being a really genuine and caring lad, always willing to help out a friend or put himself out for others. However, there are some things about him you may not know, and I think it's only fair to highlight those today. Going back to when I first met Jomo and Wendy, that was back in '98. We moved in together in Roehampton. Jomo immediately endeared himself to me by informing me that his Japanese television could pick up any of the neighbours' Sky signal, and that we'd have free Sky Sports and The Simpsons as long as we stayed there. Happy days. The downside, though, was that the telly also went berserk whenever a plane went overhead, and being South West London, that was every 40 seconds. But I soon managed to detect some really interesting and obvious character traits in Jomo. For example, he's quite clearly the most erratic driver in the world. The drivers on police camera action have got nothing on this guy, and someone should inform him that we don't drive sideways purposely in this country. Still, his speedy driving techniques have proved useful in the past, such as the time after significant goading, Jomo couldn't resist the urge to power slide his car around a fairly slick corner in the Asda car park. Unfortunately, he lost control and slid into a Ford Granada. Without a moment to think, Jomo burst into action and zigzagged the pedestrians who were trying to flag him down or take down his registration details. In the end, though, the only damage was to his car. He had to actually do up his bumper with a piece of rope. And to make matters worse, Wendy made him go back and own up to his crime. Jomo also pioneered some ridiculous cocktails, some of which you might remember the after effects of his 21st birthday, where he was running around pretending to be an aeroplane. Cocktails such as the now infamous traffic lights, which in theory is a mixture of green, red and orange alcohol, but in fact tends to just be clear and black vodka on the top. Black vodka and white vodka again used as the Michael Jackson or the vodka and peach schnapps, also known as the Bloody Awful. But if Jomo is the man to have around at a cocktail party, you've definitely got to beware of him at a drinking game or a barbecue or up a mountain. Whilst having an endless spirit for the party, like we all, Jomo can go a bit too far. I'll always remember the time that Jomo thought it would be a great idea to set up a full barbecue on our 3x5 balcony at Swadeling House, which nearly burnt down the entire block, but on the good side did smoke out the pigeons that had taken up residence. Needless to say, everything at the barbecue was absolutely incinerated. The other barbecue that sticks in the memory is last year, where Jomo and I were running the show. Burgers, sausages, fish, no problem for he and I, although we hadn't realised just quite how drunk we were getting whilst cooking. Think more sort of Keith Floyd than Rick Stein. After heavily losing 2 drinking games to some crafty students, I was sent to bed for swearing at the traffic by the better half. Jomo soldiered on, however, and made his way to the local club with some of the other guests. Stubborn bouncers denied him entry as he could barely stand up, and with 7p in his pockets wasn't quite enough to gain entry now that Europe's gone decimal. But Jomo wasn't going to let this end his night and went round the back to scale the walls of the club itself with a view to breaking in. Unfortunately, his climbing skills deserted him and he fell from the guttering into next door's conservatory, obliterating the roof. Now luckily, he was okay, but as the embarrassing news filtered back, one fact remained unclear. Just exactly why was he attempting to break into a building some 5 doors down from the club that he'd been denied entry from? So Wendy sort of notes herself, don't ever listen to him when he's questioning your directional sense. But by far Jomo's greatest feat, as far as I'm concerned, was to convince everyone that I knew that he went to our university. I'll never forget walking around amidst my peers on graduation day, only to be asked on a number of occasions, where's Jomo? The reason being is that he'd been to absolutely every single decent social event in the 3 years that we were at university, and in many cases was the biggest personality at all those events. That he didn't attend a single lecture had somehow escaped everyone's attention. But this just shows how canny Jomo is. I mean, the likes of Rav, Wendy and myself paid about 10 grand for the privilege of going to university, went for free and became a Roehampton legend. And in all seriousness, Jomo's been a great friend to Rav and I. We've lived together, we've gone to uni together, one of us officially. We've been in accidents together, drank through biros together, followed Liverpool and England, and been on countless nights out. He also comes to watch me play football in all weathers, and is always complimentary no matter how rubbish we've played. And for that I thank him. And to Wendy, I think you're a really lucky lady.
Ollie, you mentioned luck, but I don't think it's all completely down to luck. I mean, Wendy's an amazing girl. Today she's done a fantastic job of arranging all the layouts, coordinating everything as you see it out in front of you. And that's really a testament to her ability to seek out true beauty in anything, no matter how badly dressed he is. Wendy's a great judge of character, and I think it's appropriate to take a moment, just a small moment, James, don't worry, and examine what Wendy looks for in a man. So I give you how to win Wendy's heart. Firstly, he should be smartly dressed. He should be a bit of a traveller who keeps himself up to date with international affairs. Not forgetting that, he should also be a bit of a joker. And ready to get into a festive spirit. Although that's not actually Santa Claus, that's actually a bit of a dwarf or something. He does look a bit dopey there. But when Wendy's looking for a man, she wants someone with his own set of wheels to take her there in style and get her there in one piece. And as for his philosophy in life, he should adopt a glass is half full attitude and always be ready to go to a bar to get the next drink. You notice the same squint there. You know, we got on the right hand side, squint with one eye, squint with the other eye. It's the same with Jamo. Despite all this, as well as paying attention to her, he should be at the cutting edge of technology. But maybe not style. That picture says no more, doesn't it? I should stop there. But he should also be ready to take her out on a night out. Show her a good time on the town. Yeah. But thinking back, we've seen all these pictures, and really, I think the most important thing Wendy's looking for is like, you've gone out, you've had a good time, you've played with some great technology, and looking really smartly dressed. But when you've had a bit too much to drink, he'll be there for you. Like he was all those years back when it all started. So, really, with that in mind, I'd like to propose a toast. The bride and groom.
Bride and groom.
I'll turn that on. We'll have that on later.
Becky's just complete. Becky is mine.
Oh no, it wasn't that. It was funny. Becky went to get it when you went to get it. Just have some Matthews.
Ladies and gentlemen, will you please stand? While your bride and bridegroom retire from the wedding bed.
Don't open that door.
Ladies and gentlemen, that concludes the formality of the wedding breakfast. If you would now like to join your bride and bridegroom at the bar, thank you.
Thank you.